We're asking our congressmen who are candidates who are running for the 36th district to sign this declaration that they will not, that they will stop funding the war supplemental. What's important is that we know that we would like to see them supplemental be to bring them home. That's what we want. That's what we wanted to sign. That's what we need them to be signing. We don't need them to be signing more wars, and we need to bring our men home now. That's what the supplemental should be voted on. We bring them home now, not tomorrow. Now, today.
And we know that these monies can be better spent at home. We know that the infrastructure is falling apart. We know that education is dilapidated and being bought out by private enterprise. We know that we need monies to go towards saving our environment. We need to build green jobs. We need transportation. We need to transform these military-industrial complex jobs into an infrastructure that's green. And it's possible. And that's what we need to hear. And that's where the money needs to go. Into healthcare, into jobs, into education, into changing the infrastructure for a better environment.
Yeah, so I was driving over here today. I was thinking about the war and thinking about the debate tonight and the importance of signing this declaration. I was thinking about our young men and women in Iraq and Afghanistan. How many more flag-draped caskets? How many more wheelchairs? How many more young men and women coming home with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, before we begin to realize as a country we're heading in the wrong direction? We need a candidate in the 36th district who has courage. We need someone who understands that we need a complete reevaluation of our foreign policy abroad. We can't continue with these wars. We need to take care of the people at home. We as veterans understand the human cost of war. Many of us have lived with the consequences of war for the past 40 years, 4 decades. We understand that this country is heading in the wrong direction. That's why we're supporting Marcy Winograd, because she has the courage. She is standing up. She knows what this country really needs. We need an end to these wars. We are asking Debra Bowen and Janice Hahn tonight to sign this declaration, to take a stand, because the lives of our young men and women are at stake right now. Marcy Winograd has already taken that stand. She's ready to lead. We're asking the other candidates, are you ready to lead? Are you ready to begin to move this country in the direction that it really needs to go right now? We as veterans of the war in Vietnam and of other wars, veterans for peace, we've learned the hard lessons of war in this country. We know the direction this country needs to move in. That's why we're supporting Marcy Winograd. That's why we're standing by her tonight, because she is not only going to fight for veterans' rights, but she's going to move this country in a different direction. We need bold, new leadership. We need creative and innovative leadership in this country, and Marcy Winograd represents that new leadership. Let's all get behind her, and let's get behind her now.
Here, here, here. Marcy, you want to go ahead and sign?
I would be so proud to sign this. I'm going to read this, and then I will sign it. This is from Ron Kovic and Veterans for Peace, Los Angeles, Candidate Declaration. We, the undersigned congressional candidates, sign this declaration, vowing to vote against Iraq and Afghanistan supplemental war funding, except for funding to bring our troops home safely. We, the undersigned congressional candidates, do not wish to put our troops in harm's way. To fund the Iraq and Afghanistan wars and occupations is to continue to endanger our troops, protect our troops, bring them home, stop the war funding.
This is the real thing I've been waiting to see. Thank you, Marcy Winograd.
You are truly a peace candidate. I am. Thank you so much for that. I've been opposed to these wars and occupations since
The real thing.
started. Thank you so much for doing this.
Hope the other
and for being
come
out
and
here
step up
today.
and sign it.
I'm pleased to sign this. I agree with what it says.
You say who you are?
My name is Steve Collett. I'm the Libertarian candidate for the 36th Congressional District.
Hi. Would you like to sign our declaration?
I'm not prepared to sign that.
Okay.
We were very surprised to see a photo of our memorial in your campaign literature and the words that you spoke, but I'm amazed that you won't sign about a war supplemental if you stand by those words.
Well, I do stand by those words, and I do want to end the war. I'm not convinced that ending, like in Vietnam when they tried to end the supplemental war appropriations, that the Department of Defense figured out how to get around it. So I think the better way is to make sure we end the war.
Human cost.
Well, but how do you end the war?
I'm going to consider.
Which is in your
Except
campaign
for funding
literature.
to bring our troops home safely.
Right. I was with the
And by funding this war, average about 10 a week. The people who are supporting
the war supplementals have to end. We have to stop sending them over.
And like I said, when I was reading, and maybe this is wrong, but maybe you can correct me, but when I was reading about the during the Vietnam era, when they voted to end supplemental war funding, then again the Department of Defense figured out how to get around that and continue to fund the war. And I agree with you.
Taking our picture and putting it in your brochure and not standing totally against these wars is a little bit deceptive, because we stand for ending war as an instrument of national policy. Period.
Our Secretary of State is
you can't exactly, if you come out and say that
I just want to make sure, and I think,
Well, the language is clear.
yeah, and I want to make sure. Hey, Ron, Janice Hahn. Yeah, we've met before.
Yes, many times. I'd love to have you sign this. We really are very concerned.
Janice, we have a beautiful spot right here for you to sign.
I know. Let me. Let me. And as you said, I'm obviously really looking at this. I just want to make sure that these supplemental appropriations right now aren't going to make sure that they're safe while they're there, whether it's
impossible. That's
equipment.
They're not going to be
That's not
safe
what they're
until
for.
they're
They're
home.
not
You
for
can talk to
safety
any
there.
military family.
Therefore,
That's no reason not to take a stand. I mean, real leadership, if you really want to represent this district, you've got to show some real courage and take a stand. And we, as veterans, we know the human cost. I've lived with it for 43 years in this wheelchair, and I'm telling you, we've got to bring our troops home. I don't want to see another young man have to come home in a wheelchair.
I don't either.
And I don't want to have to see more mothers and more psychological stress-related issues. You've marched with me in the streets of Los Angeles.
I don't either. All right. Well,
You've had the courage to march with me.
I know. Let me think some more.
Well, it'll be here until you pull out.
You know, see if it's the right
About
thing
it.
to
Yeah,
do.
definitely reflect upon it.
I hope as a congressperson you will be acting though and not, thinking there's a time for action. And boy, is it is definitely time to bring them home.
wars.
I agree.
Going on 5.
It's too long.
I agree.
The long wars.
Not to mention, Janice, the war economy that we're suffering from. Where's the middle class?
I agree.
Hey, but then again, war is welfare for the rich, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyways, we gotta go
All right.
inside.
All right.
Anyway,
let's
we'll
get back.
have this down at the beach for you also.
Okay.
If you I don't think you've ever officially been down there, and we'd love to have you. And perhaps you show up Memorial Weekend or perhaps next weekend to sign this prior to the campaign.
Hey!
I'm probably 99% for it, but I don't know.
Well, we just want you to read it.
I got a copy. I think you had a question.
Yes. So you read it. Why are you against it?
I am not against it. I'm probably 99.9% in agreement, but I do not know what I don't know. And I always like to do my homework before I make decisions. I don't like to make sure, unless I'm sure that
Americans were killed today in Afghanistan.
absolutely. And I've carried a resolution that says that I will
9 Americans
think your homework's late. The war's been going on 8 years.